When we think about leaders in the world of practical affairs, I think at the end of the day, what does that mean? What does it mean to be a leader in the world of practical affairs? And I think there's at least three things that are necessary. First, you need to be globally sophisticated. You need to understand the world economy and how to interact with people from different cultures, different regions of the world. Second, you need to be entrepreneurial spirited. You need to understand how to drive innovation and change in your organization or new ventures or wherever you may find yourself professionally. And third, and arguably most importantly, you need to be ethically grounded. You need to have an understanding of the issues, the ethics that you face, and how those influence your decision making and your operations as a business. So to be a leader, I think it's just critical to have those three skills. When I talk to leaders and business executives these days, the thing that I am hearing from them more often than not is the issue of sustainability and environmental issues. Climate change and other environmental concerns have really risen to the forefront of the business community, and they're asking the question, what do we do about this? They're interested in the risks, they're also interested in the opportunities. And as someone who's been studying these issues for a number of years now, it's just very interesting to see, especially over the last 24 months or so, how much these issues have now really risen to the forefront in executives' minds. Ethics and sustainability strategy are really a core competency of Darden and something we really have differentiated ourselves upon for a variety of reasons. One, we have a world-class faculty in this space. People like Ed Freeman are widely recognized globally as leaders on these issues and topics. And then equally importantly, we take these to heart and incorporate them into our curriculum. Every business school will have a course on ethics. Very rarely do you see it as a core course, and very rarely even still do you see it truly integrated in the way that Darden has into the curriculum and into the first year experience. And it goes beyond just the coursework, but it really kind of bleeds over to the rest of life at Darden and at the university. That is a very rare thing to see amongst our peers. My thinking in terms of sustainability is to really recognize that in this day and age, it's become a business imperative. When I talk about, for example, global climate change with executives, I'll say, you might be the biggest climate skeptic in the world, believe this is all bunk or some grand conspiracy, but at the end of the day, this is an issue you have to deal with. You have to deal with it in terms of public policy, you have to deal with it in terms of your consumers, you have to deal with it in terms of your broader stakeholder set. And so that these issues have really become, once again, an opportunity in many respects for businesses. And so I like to emphasize how this opens up opportunities and is not just kind of a cost of doing business in this day and age. I think students find that when they're doing a strategic analysis, when they're considering the strategies of firms, it's hard at the end of the day to escape ethical decision making in that process. And while the students don't always necessarily recognize that at first, it takes only a little kind of pushing for them to realize the complexity often that they face in the decisions that they're making in strategic decision making. And I think, as many people know and many people have discussed, it's often the case these days where doing good and doing well, doing things that are profitable are, consistent with one another. In my coursework, I'm able to incorporate ethics and sustainability issues, even in my general strategy course, predominantly through the use of the case method. It's a natural vehicle to start to raise questions that touch upon the boundaries of these issues, and to really push students to think, once again, what are the costs, the risks, and the opportunities associated with different types of behavior. So it almost is a natural to have these topics come up. And in fact, I think it would be odd if we didn't have them in the conversation in the classroom there. I think what differentiates Darden in terms of ethics is the fact that we incorporate it so fully into the curriculum, that it is, once again, something that we have as a core course, but also something that is really brought in through the experience of the students in their time here at Darden. I just simply don't see other schools having such a high level of thoughtfulness on the topic, and then backing that up with the way it's brought into student life. honor system at the University of Virginia has a very vital role to play in the life of students here at the business school for our MBA students. And it does so in a number of ways. I think a lot of people, when they look at UVA's honor system, they see the single sanction, they see the strict penalties. But the real power of UVA's honor system, in my mind, is that it's student run. This is not the faculty, this is not the administration handing down edicts. This is the students saying to the community that we're going to uphold high standards of behavior amongst our community. And that's a really powerful statement. It's a really powerful way of thinking about honor, a really powerful way of thinking about ethics, is that at the end of the day, it's about the standards you uphold for yourself. It's not about some government or judicial process that enforces things on you. It's not, in the business world, just simply what the rule of law is. It's about how you conduct yourself in your affairs with others and how you then represent yourself to that broader community.